So is it gonna break again? Alright, here I am for the second time. Let's hope this one doesn't crash. What I'm gonna do is open up After Effects. I've already got it open. I'm gonna go new project. I'm gonna right click import file on the left menu, and then I'm gonna select the video file of the file that I have. I'm gonna go import, and I'm gonna drag and drop this down in the timeline. Oops, I want to do that again, sorry, my bad. Press delete. I want to drag and drop in a timeline, so we have our fire here. Alright, the next step, what I want to do is I'm going to modify the composition. So as we drop the video in the timeline, it created a composition for us. I'm going to go composition settings, and I'm going to change this to 600 and go OK. So like we've cut the file size down. We're going to cut out this side of the video. We don't need it. Alright, the next step, okay, so for you to understand what is happening here, I'm just going to right click and go to new solid, and then I'm going to put a solid in the background. Let's select like a blue color so you can see the difference. Press OK. I'm going to drag and drop it, and you can see that our fire is sitting on top. Yeah. Alright, so we can delete this layer, and what I want to do now is export this. So I've already exported it, but I'm going to show you. So composition, add to render queue. In my render queue, it's popped over now. I'm just going to click, make sure that it's on the settings that it was imported on. Go into lossless. I'm going to save this as a target sequence, and make sure my RGB is changed the channel to RGB alpha. This is what is going to create the area that we need. And then press OK. And then I'm going to come here, and then basically you just need to go use the 3D objects folder that you have, and then I've already saved it here. So you just press that you want to save, and it will do the saving. So actually, let me do that again. So I'm gonna go, whoops, second file, click into here, and then I'll just press save. And what I'll do is click the render over on the right hand side, and it is fairly quick. Okay, once that is done, let's go back here. What I want to do is I also want to create an alpha map for this. For some reason I need to, before I didn't, but whatever. What I'm going to do is new composition, solid, and let's just select a black solid here, drag it underneath, and I'm gonna make sure, so like I'm on the track map, so you've got the toggle switch if you're in this view, toggle switch, and then I am gonna say I want mine to be one of these. So let's flip through which one it was, can't remember. Hue, saturation, color, luminosity. So luminosity, so let's click on it, select luminosity. And then I'm going to right click on the fire also, and I am going to go to, where do I need to, effects, color correction, and then levels. So I've right clicked, gone to effects, color correction, and levels, and then I am going to bring from the black side all the way over to the white side, do the same for the top. So we can get this as white as possible, and then that's that. And then what I'm going to do also is, again, I'm going to render this out. So add to render queue, click to make sure that's the same, and then this time I'm going to select a JPEG sequence. and we don't want any alpha channels on this, so that one is okay. And the JPEG is a lot smaller. And then in here I'm going to make another folder, and we're going to call this fire matte. Then I'm going to press save, render. So it's going to do the same thing, and we're going to have a black and white layer almost. Take a few more seconds. Okay, and that is done. Now we are done with After Effects. You can shut it. I am not going to save, whatever. And open up 3ds Max. Alright, so the first thing that I want to do is actually, so I am also going to type in HDRI and go to HDRI Haven. And in here we have a bunch of different HDRI maps. A bunch of them are free, some are paid, so you can just click and download. I've already downloaded the first one just to show you how things work. These are lighting algorithms that we can place within Max to get realistic lighting setups. So yeah, so just click, select which one you want to download. I downloaded the 2K one, but you can download a higher one, better quality. So what I want to do is, first I want to Alt W, let me go into front view. I'm going to create a standard plane. Press P to go back into perspective mode. I'm just going to move this back here. And I'm going to give myself a floor, just so it's easier to see. Alright. Oops. What I'm going to do now is press M. I'm going to just double check that I am in actually Arnold Renderer, because we're going to be using Arnold for this. The next step I want to do is bring out a standard surface. So under the materials, Arnold surface, standard surface, and just drag a standard surface out. Oops, what am I doing? Alright, so double click that. The next thing I want to do is click the color, base color options, and then select bitmap. And then I am going to go into, let's go back, 3D objects. Is this the one I created? Fire sequence. Okay, so this is where I put it. Okay, so fire, whoops. So I'm going to click the first one, just the first one, and then I'm going to make sure that my sequence is ticked here. And this will import all of the files for you. So we're going to go open. It's going to say, yeah, this is has 349 frames. We go okay, whatever. And you can see our fire has been placed in here. So right now I'm just going to go to select the plane that I want the fire to be on, and then I'm going to assign the fire, and we can click show. Okay, if I render it, you can see that it's on a plaque right there. The next step I want to do is I'm going to scroll all the way down till we get to special features, and then we have an opacity cutout. I'm going to click the options, bitmaps, back out, and then go to our matte that we created. Make sure you only select the first one, click sequence, go open. It's going to say the same thing, 349 frames. Press OK. Now you can see that it's cut it out for us. So if I press render again, it's gone. Yeah, the background for it is gone. Alright, so in order for us to see this better, what I'm going to do is press 8 on the keyboard, or we can go to rendering and then environments, and then I'm going to apply our HDRI map. So I'm going to click on the environment map, bitmap, and then let's back out. Wide Street HDRI, OK. Sometimes you, yeah, just press OK, and that's that. So that's placed it in there. Now when I go to render now, we've got like an environment, realistic light, and you can see that we have the shadow as well. If I move this along, you can see the fire updates. Yep. If you create the is actually on, so actually we can increase our segments here, and let's throw on a bend if it will let me. So I'm gonna throw on a bend in the X. You can get a bit of curve on that. And we can give our fire. So now if you wanted a lot of around everywhere. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is, so that is this, it's as simple as that. Now we can duplicate this and place it in places, place it on things, in cauldrons, whatever you have. So let's just throw a cylinder. Let's go 32. Convert to poly. Let's go inset. Let's make this black. And let's move this down. So this will take in our rendering lighting and stuff. Okay, let's make it a lot smaller actually. Scale in. Yep. Okay, so what I'll do is slowly render this out in a sequence and let it play. So let me set this up right quick. So I'm going to do the 512.288. Okay. Shift and F for frame. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I am going to active time segment, render output to and call this a AVI test fire. Save, encode it, MPEG, maximum quality, and then render. Alright, this is gonna stay here. I'm gonna go silent. Alright, cool.